So, welcome to episode volume 6 of the flavor series for butterscotch caramels. Yes, only 6. We only got a few hundred more to go. I don't know exactly how many because like I said, they're calling it kind of the extravaganza because it's not limited to just butterscotch caramels. It's kind of the fringe flavors as well. Um, that said, hey, at least it's not chocolates, right, hon?
Shut up. Let's go. Come on.
All
Let's go.
right.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. You said you had some twos.
I
So
do
first to
have a
first.
couple of twos. We're going to start with the Creme Brulee from Inawera. I gave this a 2 out of 10. I got an overly sweet butyric cream with no cooked sugar notes. I absolutely hated this flavor because it was so butyric and it left a really weird off note in my mouth.
Butyric sensitive sucks. So I get that. I'm not as butyric sensitive, but I do kind of see where it came from. I actually didn't hate the creme brulee. I gave it a 6. So I got the creme brulee in Awera at oddly sweet, almost marshmallowy cream with a cooked note. 6 of 10. And yes, I mix these at the medians for what people mix with because these ones tonight's have all been mixed a lot. This was mixed at 1.3%. That was the median. And I think it was plenty of flavor there at 1.3 because that's what you would mix it in a mix. Not doing a single flavor test, single flavor percentages for a reason, by the way, because this is what I want to taste. I don't want to know what I'm going to taste in a mix. And if you, when you push it up higher, you get that flavor, but it's not what you're going to mix it at in a mix. So I want to know what it's going to do in my mix. Yeah. So I gave it a 6 of 10. I didn't mind it. So that'll be coming up again later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that was our biggest disagreement of the day from what we talked about before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my other two here is the toffee candy from One on One. I also gave this one a 2 out of 10. I got a dull, dark, almost toffee with a touch of something sweet, but it wasn't really toffee and it wasn't really candy.
Now I got a dark toffee-ish flavor. Tastes a bit like bitter coffee more than a toffee, and not in a good way, not like a really nice bitter coffee. I mean like bitter, like it tastes astringent, like not great. I gave this a 3 of 10. I didn't give it a 2 because it wasn't quite gag worthy, but it was close. It was close, yeah. Oh, 3%, by the way, if anybody's wondering. I'm gonna start getting the percentages.
That's it for my twos.
Okay. So I have another 3 here. Molasses TPA TFA mixed at 1%. Um, and molasses flavor up front. It does. And I'm thinking, yay. And then instantaneously followed up by a lot of artificial off notes, chemical in nature. And it just throws it down the toilet for me. It's like, yay. And then, ugh, and it lingers. That flavor lingers. So yeah, 3 of 10 for me.
I gave this one a 3 of 10 as well. I literally wrote yucky. Tastes like the inside of a mincemeat pie, but there's major off notes and they lingered. Like I originally gave it a 5 because it tasted like molasses, but then that off note that lingered, I had to drop it down to a 3.
Mine was a 4 for the same reason. And then like literally by the time I rewicked, it still could taste it in my mouth. It's like, no, that's bad. I don't want to taste that like after the effect. And even if you're continuously tasting other things with it, it's gonna still carry that off note that's gonna stick in your mouth. No, no, 3 of 10. All right. So I also have toffee candy one on one mixed at 3%. Dark toffee-ish flavor. Tastes. Oh, no, we did that one. We did toffee. Never mind. I apologize. Um, so I'm done with threes. You got any more threes?
Yes. I
Okay.
gave the Holy Grail RY4 V2 from DIY Flavor Shack. I gave this one a 3. We all know that I don't like tobaccos, but this was straight up tobacco with what might be caramel hints, but the tobacco was so strong. I literally dry heaved after tasting this one. So I couldn't give it more than a 3.
Holy Grail RY4 V2 DIY Flavor Shack. Mixed at 5%. Bitter tobacco with an artificial chemical side. On the artificial chemical side. Like it's the bitterness is taste very artificial and chemical in nature. There's a bright caramel-ish note in there, but you have to really search for it. It's not like this is a caramel tobacco RY4 like you're expecting. It not my favorite. I gave it a 4 of 10. I mean, it's usable. And I know there's some people out there that this is a legacy flavor, so a lot of people really like those legacy flavors for nostalgic reasons. There are better options out there though, by a long shot. I think that Holy Grail has definitely fell down a few notches over the years. Yeah, 4 of 10.
That was it for
Any
me
other
too, so
threes? Okay, so fours, I have Hokey Pokey Ice Cream, VTA impact flavors. 3%. Toffee question mark with a light cream. I'm not really sure if it's kind of a toffee. Tastes very muddled, like the flavors are muted. The brightness just isn't there. It feels like the edges are all taken off it. All the things that would make it really special are gone. And there's an off note that just doesn't fit. It's not quite astringent, but it's on the vein of astringent. It's just not a good off note flavor in there. It's there. In a mix, you might be able to cover it up, but you could make a better toffee ice cream than this easily. So I give it a 4 of 10.
I gave this one a 4 as well. I got a creamy, almost has a caramel butterscotch in the background with an almost floral back note.
Yeah, weird astringent note. I could see where you could pull off floral out of that. All right. So next up, RJ4 by OSDIY, mixed at 5%. Grassy hay tobacco with a wisp of caramel notes. So just a wisp. It's not, you have to search. Bit lingering off note in the aftertaste. Just has a bit of a lingering off note. It comes somewhere in between that hay thing that it's just, mm, yeah. It's just like you went outside and ate a mouthful of hay and had the cud still in your mouth. 4 of 10 for me.
There's the ranking. All right. I also gave this one a 4. I got an overly sweet, smoky, burning pipe tobacco with slight hints of a dark caramel and a lingering bitterness.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think if the right person might like this, that's why I gave it a 4. So it's not quite what I'd recommend, but it is on the cusp of for the right application, it might work, but it has to be a specific application. Um, and I'm done with fours. You got any more fours?
Nope.
All right. Then let's get in the next ones. Lucky Shot OSDIY mixed at 7%. Graham cracker forward. Caramel notes seem to be built into this as far as the caramel part. With an odd sweet butyric cream. It's slightly butyric even after a long steep, but it's really sweet too. It's interesting. I gave this a 5 of 10.
I gave this one a 5. I'm getting a nice honey graham, a creamy vanilla, and a bit of a dark, funky caramel. That funk might be from the butyric, but uh, it's a little funky. But the graham cracker and the vanilla in it are really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe an extra long steep, maybe the butyric will settle down, or maybe you can kind of, if you're not sensitive, you won't care anyway. But it wasn't a
Right.
bad flavor. That's it for fives for me. You got any fives?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. So creme brulee Inawera. Oh, by the way, yeah, 1.3%. Oddly sweet, almost marshmallowy cream with a cooked note. Like that oddly sweet, almost marshmallow. It kind of right on the vein of almost marshmallow, but it's not quite marshmallow. 6 of 10.
Yeah, this is the one I gave a 2 because it's butyric
Yep.
AF and it's gross.
Yeah. See, I kind of liked it because it was different.
Mm.
Um, and thankfully I didn't get the off notes like you do with some of the creams. All right. So next up on the docket, butterscotch VSO 2%. Dark butterscotch flavor, not your bright candy version. More of a old school bakery or bar candy flavor or extract if you'd rather. 6 of 10.
I gave this one a 6 out of 10 as well. It's the dark, slightly creamy and buttery butterscotch. Like Tim said, it's more of like a bakery, syrupy kind of butterscotch as opposed to a candy. He probably should have mentioned that this is the OG butterscotch.
Yes.
Because there's like three different ones. But that's not bad. I like it.
Uh, Next up, Lotta Latte OSDIY, mixed at 6%. Coffee with a sweet cream that has a light vanilla in it. Maybe a whisper of caramel notes. Not a lot of caramel showing up, but that's because the coffee might be covering it. A bit of a dry aftertaste, but that's actually the only downside of this one is that bit of dry aftertaste. 6 of 10.
I gave this one a 6 out of 10 as well. I got a dark, sweet, creamy coffee with a nice vanilla note and hints of caramel.
Mhm. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, the coffee is really nice.
And then last but not least for the night, and I did put these last few in order of the way I liked them, preferred them myself, even though they are ranking the same. Um, I have butter rum VSO mixed at 2%. A buttery rum with just a touch of the rum bite. It's like got that nice creamy buttery like texture like coming through somehow and flavor. It's actually really nice. 6 of 10. 6 of 10 because there are other butter rums I'd grab first because this is a little bit better of a same with the other, a darker version.
Hmm. I gave this one a 6 out of 10 as well because, again, I also know that there's butter rooms out there that I like better. We've actually ranked a few of them already. Um, but again, this is the OG butter room.
Yep.
But I got a buttery, creamy, soft butter rum.
And yeah,
Slightly astringent, but it's really nice. Very usable.
and if you notice the 2% with these, actually, there's quite a bit of flavor in these two VSOs on these ones because these are some of the stronger ones where they don't necessarily have to have the raw version to get good flavor, but the raw versions do, and the others do taste different. Everyone has its own characteristics.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's was a surprising list for me. A couple of them that I had heard so much praise over the years that I expected in here to be better than they actually turned out. And then there's well, the one didn't. The Lucky Shot actually was pretty damn good.
Hmm. Yeah.
For me, you didn't like Lucky Shot, did you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Oh yeah,
I gave it
and
the
then a
same
lot of
ranking.
latte. Those actually did hold up. So yeah, that's it for today's episode, volume 6 of the butterscotch caramels. But yeah, don't worry, there'll be another one next week. And this weekend we are doing sour mixes for this weekend's mixing show.
Except for me because I'm just gonna mix whatever the hell I want because screw you, it's my birthday week. I do what I want.
But the sour mixes, that's a tough profile to hit. So I want to see how people do. Maybe I will see some different techniques that might pull more sour out. I would like to see that. I'd like to see someone break the code and kind of really punch you in the throat with that sour. But yeah,
Oh, I'll punch you
that's
in the throat, all right.
all right. So you guys have a great week. Enjoy. See you later. Bye.